All right, guys. Well, let's get this thing going. I'm excited to be here. Excited the opportunity to share some football, especially in these tough times that we're facing right now across America. And my family and our people here are praying for everybody and hoping that everybody comes out of this thing safe. And what a great way to continue to grow, and that's just to share ideas with this thing that Kenny's putting on here, and I'm excited to be a part. We're going to see if we can make this roll pretty quick for you right here. We're going to talk about this play action passing game in the wing team. We're going to talk a little bit about, or really a whole lot about our bootleg, waggle pass, that type thing. Man, here's where my thoughts have changed over the years. Number one, I think if you're going to be an under center wing T football team, then you've got to be able to do one of two things. You've got to be able to either throw the football effectively. I'm not talking about throwing it 40 times a game. I'm talking about having the ability to make people pay with the chunk plays and the big plays, and obviously be able to convert on some of those third and mediums with your passing game. Or you've got to be able to run the triple option. What happens in the triple option game is you're forcing defensive coordinators really to stay out of man coverage, which keeps their DBs out of the box 5 yards off the football. And every time your tight end or wing blocks down, they're getting those guys in the run game. Now, the thing for me on our passing game years ago, I think the thing that was hot was called the run and shoot. And what amazed me about the run and shoot was the fact that people were letting receivers run routes that were best built to beat a particular coverage. Now, not only did the receivers have to do this on sight, the quarterbacks also had to make sight adjustments, and they had to know where the receivers were going based on the coverage. So what we came up with was the way for our quarterback to communicate a 2-high or a 1-high look. 1-high would be cover 3 or man coverage. A 2-high look obviously is a cover 2 or man under 2 deep. And what we wanted to do was be able to change our routes in order to make the best coverage beaters. So as we get into this, we're going to explain to you how we evolved it into our bootleg pass, which a lot of people call the waggle, and also how we incorporated the same thought processes into our down pass, our belly pass, and our tackle track pass. So all of these concepts are the same, and it's a way to change your route, to beat the coverage, okay, and communicate that to a group of football players who do not have the time in their practice schedules. If you're going to be a wing T football team and the emphasis is on running the football, you've got to be somewhat simplified, I think, in your passing game, but yet then still want to be very effective. All right, we've got some simple rules that we teach our quarterbacks whenever we're trying to throw the football. Number one, never throw the football to a man that you could have brought it to. You can make a bad pass. He can drop the football and it's thrown perfectly. An offensive lineman could be downfield. All of these things that are negative. So we coach our quarterback, for example, if you break contain on the bootleg and the fullback is in the flat, he's got a linebacker or somebody chasing him from inside out, but you can still throw him the football. We've all seen this 100 times on film. We flip the ball out to the fullback. He catches it. The linebacker chasing it from inside out, makes the tackle for a 3-yard gain, and we're 4th and 2, and we got punt. We coach our quarterbacks, if you break contain, and you could have run the football to that fullback, pull it down and run it. Now he's able to turn and block the inside-out chaser, and you often gain a lot more yards that way than you would after throwing the football. We want to coach our quarterbacks. We throw the football on the run probably 90% of the time in our wing T passing game. So we try to coach our quarterbacks to throw and chase the football. We work real hard with our quarterbacks. We want them at a point where we're sprinting out, bootlegging or whatever, We want them when they're behind the tackle at a depth of 6 yards deep is what we're looking for. Then we want the quarterback to turn and start down the line, running straight at the receiver, get my front shoulder pointed at the receiver, and as I release the football, I want to finish with my back shoulder pointed right at the receiver. And we're asking the quarterback, his momentum should carry him right down that straight line, continuing right on line with the quarterback. Now, what we found by doing this is our quarterbacks never miss to the right, they never miss to the left. The only time they ever miss is high and low. Well, the only thing that's causing them to miss high or low is where they're releasing the football in the as they start their follow through. What point is the ball releasing? And that's muscle memory. So if you can get them to consistently release the ball in the same point with their shoulders and their body tracking straight down the line as to where they're throwing the football, their accuracy is going to improve tremendously. We also want to coach our quarterback, avoid taking a high-risk throw. Okay, we want to coach them on where to miss. For example, if we're throwing a curl route, we need to coach our quarterbacks to understand if I'm going to miss on a curl, I've got to miss down. Anytime you throw a curl and it's high, there's somebody breaking on the football from behind in a position to make an interception. If we're throwing an out cut, obviously we're coaching our quarterback. We want to miss down and away. Make the receiver go get the football. Don't throw it behind him so that, the DB can break on it. Now, all of our play action passes, the cadence is what we use to identify the coverage. The quarterback will call the coverage in the first number. So if you look there, our cadence is we always call a number, and then the rhythmic part of our snap count is set 31-2. It's 1, set 31-2. 2, set 31-2. So there, that number is telling us so much in our whole package. In the passing game, if it's a play action pass, that number is the coverage. And our quarterbacks always, we only ask them to know 2 coverages, 2 high or 1 high. If it's 2 high, they're calling 2, set 31-2. And if there's 1 high, then they're simply going to say 3, set 31-2. So that in itself is all we're asking our quarterback to be able to understand. Now, as I mentioned, that number means so much to us. For example, if we call 2 plays in the huddle, speed sweep. Speed sweep to the right to us is speed 42. Speed sweep to the left is speed 21. So I've told them in the huddle, speed 42, speed 21 at the line. We're in some type of unbalanced formation. We're looking for them to make an adjustment. All our quarterback does is he goes to the line of scrimmage. He says 1, set 31-2. That 1 is telling the quarterback of the offense we're running speed 21. 2, set 31-2 simply means we're running speed sweep to the right. We'd like to package plays. We'll call our down, which is 34 G Bob, or we'll call our buck sweep, which is buck 42. Let's say we're playing against the 50. They're playing a heavy 9 technique with their defensive end on top of our tight end. If he's heavy down inside, we want to block down and run buck sweep. So the quarterback would simply say 2. All right, guys, as we were talking about packaging plays, okay? We call belly 34, buck 42, okay? If you've got a heavy 9 technique, then we'd say 2, set 31-2, we're running buck sweep, okay? Like a lot of people are doing now, they take the 9, they cheat him out almost on top of your wingback. Now we prefer to run the belly. So as you can see, that first number can be which of 2 plays we're running. We can package plays together and the first number means something. Or as we mentioned, if it's a pass, okay, then that would be the coverage. If we're not calling 2 plays or whatever, it really doesn't make any difference what number the quarterback says. So he could say 3, and we're running buck 42 special. That's the buck sweep. It's called in the huddle. It doesn't matter what number the quarterback uses then. So on play action pass, quarterback goes to the line, and he says 2, set 31-2. Then the coverage is cover 2, and we're going to run our cover 2B. I think I've beaten that dead horse. Everybody should be good with that, okay? Now, bootleg pass philosophy, here it is for the quarterback, and they don't like to hear it in the wing tee. But here's our deal. The bootleg is the original run pass option. We were doing RPOs before RPO was ever known. It was part of the wing tee. Quarterback, run the boot. If you've got the run, stay with the run. If you don't, throw the pass. So there you go. The RPO in its original form, okay? Now, we're never going to run our bootleg pass into an inverted safety. Because of our jet sweeps, a lot of times now when what Delaware called red and blue, which is Dallas right or Dallas left to us, they invert the safety to the split inside. If I had called the bootleg pass into the split end and they inverted the safety to that side, our quarterback would simply say, check option, and we run the bootleg away, okay? Now, this we think has helped simplify some stuff for our quarterback. We coach them. Your initial read is all you're looking for is the person responsible for the deep outside third on the side of the field you're throwing it to. So obviously, if it's cover 3, it's the 3 deep corner. If it's man-to-man, it's the corner, okay? If it's cover 2, it is the hag fill safety to the side that you're lined up on. Continuing with our philosophy, okay, we want to try to go to the split end. Whenever we're facing a cover 3 or man-to-man team, we want to try to throw the football to our split end. Here's what we think. It doesn't matter whether it's man coverage or it's cover 3. We've got our best receiver running a route against man coverage. We feel like the route that we teach, we're teaching a 5-step stem. We stick our outside foot in the ground. We break 45 at the post. On our 3rd step, we stick the inside foot in the ground and we break back, okay, to the back pylon. In other words, we're running post corner. But now we give the wide receiver some backyard freedom, if you will. We tell him when you've hit that 3rd step, go into that flag route, if the corner's on top, you stick your foot in the ground, come back downhill, and run an outcut. When you hit your 3rd step, if that corner's flat-footed and you're even, we want you leaving and taking it over the top. That to us is obviously the toughest route to defender in any type of man coverage to me is the post corner. So that's why we use that as our basic route. Now also, we will sometimes tag our bootleg into the split inside and tell them to simply run a 14 back to 12 outcut, okay? We do not allow our quarterbacks to throw the backside post. That is a call that comes from up top. It is a call that my wide receiver coach is in the press box for us on Friday night. Anytime we run play action pass, first thing pre-snap, I need him to identify the coverage for me. The second thing is I want him to always identify as the backside post there. If it is, he tells me, Coach, the backside post is open. And the next time that we want to try to hit a chunk play, that's what we're going to go to. I have no problems going back to that route when that coach has told me it's available. And here's the way we approach it. Man, we go back and watch. They picked it off on me on Friday night. We go back and we watch the film on Saturday morning. If coach gave me the right information that it was there, and we see on film, it was there, I don't have a problem with that. But what I'm trying to tell you is we don't want anybody guessing, okay? We want to make sure that they are on target, and if they covered it the next time, then they just covered it, okay? We expect our quarterback to throw it in a position when it's covered that nobody has a chance to make that play.
Coaches, Rick Stewart with All Access Coaching, where we're all about coaches helping coaches. Thanks for watching the video, and I've got to ask, please hit the subscribe and like button below. The like button really helps us with valuable data as to what videos to make and upload in the future to help you out. And the subscribe button will notify you when we upload new content to the channel. This channel is not specific to an offense or a defense. It's not even specific to Rick Stewart. I fly over the country filming college coaches and state championship coaches about their offenses, about their drills, about practices, about defense, about program building, team building, fundraising, and weight training. It's all about coaches helping coaches. So thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe and like below. And as always, better today, but never as good as tomorrow.